Josh Silver, he is a scientist, he's a vitalist, he's a humanitarian, he's really clever, he's very smart, and one day when I grow up I want to be just like him. Please welcome Josh Silver.
Thank you guys for coming. My name's Josh. I'm a third-year chiropractic student here at Life West. Today we're going to do Mecha-Vitalism Part 2. So to pick up where we left off in Part 1, Mecha-Vitalism, which totally sounds cool, is a term that I have keyed for a system of thought that uses our understanding of mechanism to reinforce, defend, and appreciate vitalism. Because once you really understand the neurology behind the science of chiropractic, the philosophy becomes self-apparent. And we're going to explain that today. So when I first got to chiropractic school, I realized I was a doctor of the nervous system, and I really took it to heart. So I got enrolled in the Carrick Institute of Functional Neurology, and we started studying the nervous system, tearing it apart piece by piece. And I realized that the nervous system is made of all these things called neurons. The health of your nervous system is directly related to the health of your neurons. So we asked, well, what does this entail? Well, neurons need three things to survive. The first one's oxygen. They need to breathe to run their metabolism. And so to supply for this need, your body built this incredible cardiovascular respiratory system with 2 lungs, a 4-chamber heart, and over 60,000 miles of blood vessels in your body. And this system delivers oxygen to every single cell in your body every second of every day. It's pretty incredible. Now, when we start thinking of oxygen as a vital need of the neuron, we understand that a problem with oxygen delivery can be a source of nerve interference. And so I believe that as chiropractors, it's our job to remove all types of nerve interference. And it's a really easy solution, actually. All we gotta do is recommend that our patients exercise. Just walking 30 minutes a day will greatly strengthen the health of their cardiovascular system, and improve their oxygen delivery, and actually remove nerve interference. The next one is energy. So neurons need glucose, they need proteins, vitamins, and minerals to survive. And so again, to supply for this need, your body built this intricate, incredible digestive system with a mouth, esophagus, stomach, intestines, and a whole bunch of supporting organs. And this system is so advanced, it can eat almost any type of food on the planet, break it apart to its pieces, and absorb all the vital nutrients out. So again, a problem with energy could be a source of nerve interference. And I think that as chiropractors, it's important that we recommend that our patients eat right, because who else is going to tell them? And just by cutting down their fast food and upping their vegetables a little bit, they actually can better deliver energy to their neurons and thus reduce nerve interference. Now the last one, close to us as chiropractors, is activation. See, neurons work on a use it or lose it basis. They need to be stimulated constantly, or else they atrophy and they die. And so again, to supply for this need, your body designed an incredible 24-segment spine. And it just loaded it with billions upon billions of receptors. So that just by being upright in gravity every day, we supply our brain with its main tonic source of activation from the spine. Now, we all know ADIO, the brain controls the body below. But when we take into account that the brain is actually really dependent upon input from the spine first before it can go down and control the rest, isn't daddy-o more appropriate? But where I'm trying to go with this is that we need to think of the brain as an engine. And the spine is a battery, supplying it with all its electrical input in the form of action potentials. And so T4 subluxates, and now T4 can't move right. It can't depolarize, and it can't send action potentials up to the brain. And so now instead of running off of 100% electricity, you're down to like 94. And then you lose C7, you're down to 88% electricity. You lose C1, you're down to like 60%. And so here we come as chiropractors, and we adjust, and we restore motion to that vertebra. And now its receptors can depolarize, its action potentials can ascend to the brain and charge it, literally taking it back online. And that way, chiropractic literally turns somebody's power back on. It's Mecha-Vitalism. So there's a loop in neurology I want to tell you guys about. It all starts with the left side of the brain. The temporal, parietal, and occipital lobes, they all see the environment, and they try and make sense of the world around us, knowing where we are and what's going on. And when they finally have done this, they come up with a best plan of action to respond to the environment. So they send it forward to the frontal lobes. And the frontal lobes come up with a socially and emotionally appropriate reaction to the world around us. Well, the left brain sends this down to the pontomedullary reticular formation in the brainstem on the same side. And here, with the cerebellum, this begins to become modulated into a system of commands that the body can understand. Well, finally, this comes down, activates the left side of the body. It does a couple things. It inhibits your sympathetic tone, it dampens incoming pain, but also it sets the resting postural tone of your spine and your extremities. Now, all this activation on the left side of the body causes a surge of information that goes up, crosses over, and activates the right side of the brain. The right side of the brain does a similar thing. It takes this somatovisceral input from the left side of the body, combines it with visual, auditory, and olfactory information to understand the world around it, sends it down to the right brainstem, activates the right side of the body, and then finally the loop completes, when all this surges up and activates the left side of the brain where this all started. Now, you guys see where I'm going with this yet? How about now? You see, there really is a brain to body to brain to body to brain connection, but I see it more as a figure 8. Now let's throw in subluxation. Boom. Okay, so you have a left side subluxation, and information from the left side of the body can't cross over through that dorsal horn because of integrative issues, and it can't activate the right side of the brain. And now the right brain starts to drop in activation, and we call this a hemisphericity. Now that the right brain isn't functioning as well as it could, it can't properly control the right side of the body. And any number of symptoms could happen, but for this example, we're going to use carpal tunnel, okay? The right brain can't control the right arm, so it pronates in. The flexors hypertrophy, the tendons get thicker, they push on the median nerve, we have carpal tunnel. Now, every single medical doctor, and even the vast majority of chiropractors, would work on the right hand, try and take pressure off the nerve. But the truth is, by working on the right hand, they're actually inputting the left brain. And the discrepancy becomes worse. Now, the correct course of action here is actually to adjust that person on the left side. So the left side adjustment would A, activate the right brain, bringing it closer. But now input from the left side of the body can freely pass to the right brain, activating it. And the right brain comes back to health. Now that the right side of the brain is healthy again, rehabilitated, it can properly control the right side of the body, the arm unwinds, and the carpal tunnel goes away without you ever touching the wrist. This teaches us a really valuable lesson, and one that we've been saying for 100 years in chiropractic, is that you can't chase the symptoms, but you have to look to the spine as the source of disease. Mecha-Vitalism. Now, in closing, what I want to leave you guys with is gratitude. It's gratitude to be chiropractors. Because we get to work with my favorite organ, the brain, and it's pretty amazing. So to give you guys a little bit of background on this thing, the brain has survived over 4 billion years of evolution. And in that time, it's adapted millions upon millions of different types of bodies to allow it to survive in every climate this planet's ever seen. Finally, this evolution pinnacles with us, human beings. Every one of you in this room has one. Now, your brain is 86 billion neurons, and together they contain more synaptic connections than there are stars in the universe. Every one of these neurons works together with the perfect frequency of firing and neurotransmitter release to create the perfect electrical storm of activity that is your life. This electrical activity then goes to control the lives of the 70 trillion cells surrounding it, making up your body. Now, its functional capabilities are limitless. In one day, your brain will have over 70,000 thoughts. And in one lifetime, 1 quadrillion bits of information. It's allowed us to understand everything in our physical world, from the smallest quarks that make up molecules to the largest galaxies, billions of light years away. And so when I say gratitude to be chiropractors, I want you guys to really love chiropractic. Because every day that we go into the office and we adjust people, we remove their subluxations, what we're really doing is increasing the integrative abilities of the most complex and sophisticated biologic miracle in the known universe. That's pretty cool. That's Mecha-Vitalism. Thank you.